Hi guys, Kate here today. I do give permission to Professor Cyber if she wants to do anything she wants to do with these videos. They're open to the public. You can show them to whoever. This response is called Budget Cuts for State Courts Can Affect Businesses. So the question is, what are some of the costs of increased litigation delays caused by the court budget cuts? And in response to the budget cuts, many states have increased their filing fees. Is this fair? Why or why not? So basically, to summarize the article, most people think that court funding is about judges, staff, and courtrooms, but they're wrong. A clear view of court funding is focused on the individuals, families, and businesses who need the courts to achieve justice and resolve disputes. The Florida's court system accounts of 1% of the state's total budget. There was a recession that went on that hit the United States, and the court system was victims of it. They experienced severe cuts in not only court budgets, but staff positions as well. The Florida courts get about $1 billion a year, which sounds like a lot, which is more than enough to support court operations, but a large portion of that goes to non-court programs and services. They then work something out to get a dedicated funding source. Revenue from court filing fees went into the state courts' revenue trust fund. So they thought everything was peaches and cream, basically. So they thought. The trust fund relied heavily on the foreclosure filing fees as its main source of revenue. That meant that there was a lot of unpredictable fluctuation in money. Foreclosure filings became unreliable to provide the money needed, and the mortgage industry then began to struggle with documentation of loans. This made the judicial branch budget a disaster and beyond anyone's control. Then in 2013, most of the mortgage foreclosures fees were redirected away from the trust fund and into the overall state's revenue fund. The state's revenue fund was huge, so it could handle the foreclosures fees. General revenue was then solely used for court systems. Things did get better, but still today, the judicial branch still experiences financial instability. When the court is short on financial stability, it affects everyone. Why? Because they can't provide funding for the staff or technology, etc., etc. This runs a serious risk because the cases get postponed from being processed because of the negative effect on the branch. This affects the people and the businesses. Therefore, the court system encourages the state to invest in the people and places and tools of the branch to efficiently operate the court system. So, now that the article is summarized, it's time to answer the questions. Some delays that occurred due to this recession in court programs and services. So when the court does not have the funds needed, things get pushed off due to the lack of resources. So processing cases became a problem and were delayed. That affects individual lives and the livelihood of businesses, as stated in the book. So when the cases are being postponed, people have to wait on their money or compensation from the case. It takes a toll on the lives or the business's ability to keep running. Number 2. I personally do not find it fair. In addition, it is necessary. People come into the courts to resolve issues and get what is wanted, but if the courts don't raise the fees, people will be put aside and not made a priority. If everyone is paying more, then everybody will have the funds needed to help everyone, instead of just a few. Look at it this way. People can either wait an unknown and lengthy estimated time for their case to be processed, or they could pay a little bit more and get their case to be processed as a priority and in a timely fashion. Which would you choose? I would definitely bite the bullet and pay the extra money. I mean, everybody's got to pay it, and at least I won't be waiting a long amount of time for my case to be resolved and get whether it's money, whether it's services, whatever I'm being argued with or for. Anyway, thank you for listening, guys, and have a great day.